take my last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it.
Now let's go check out the rooms.
Take up your backpacks.
Okay. Can I put mine next to us?
Yes.
Let's go check everything out.
Okay. This is Mommy and Daddy's room.
You guys are going to share the bed.
Yes, we are. Kevin, take your backpack. Pick up your backpack. Put it over there. We are in Marina del Rey, and this is Mother's Beach in the background. Evan and Leilani had a very, very busy last few days moving, huh? So what are we doing?
We're eating inside a restaurant.
That's right. And we're staying in an Airbnb.
Until Saturday.
That's right. And then where are we going?
San Francisco.
That's right. Okay, we're gonna rent a scooter. Yep, we're gonna rent a scooter. Evan and Daddy and Leilani and Mommy, we're all gonna ride a scooter.
So all the way to there.
Well, apparently, like Leilani wants to go to this park. Can we ride it that way?
Bad rider.
This is a message to Bird. And I apparently reserved one of these, and then all of a sudden on the app it said that I was riding it. And then I tapped something and they said, "Thank you for riding Bird. Would you like to see your receipt?" Anyway, I gave it a 1 star because I never actually even saw this. I never even saw the actual scooter. So, bad user experience on their part. Anyway, Evan, can you calm down? Calm down. Gilbert is renting them for us right now. You gotta stay up here, okay? Thank you. Okay, apparently these are both ready to ride now.
How about these?
So this was our first time trying out Bird, which is a scooter service with an app that you go on the app and you could rent the scooter, and they have scooters kind of laying around all over LA and other cities as well. So this was the first time that Evan had gone on the scooter with his dad, and it was so easy. He was able to get on, follow instructions precisely, hold on to the handle the whole time that Gil was riding the scooter. But Evan, having autism and being nonverbal, people might think that, wow, how could he do that? Well, the reason he is able to do things like this is because over time, like literally over years, we have trained him to listen to us. Of course, he's a kid and he's 8 years old and he doesn't always listen, but when it comes to doing things like this, it is so easy to give him instructions, have him hang on, and be really trusting with him to hold on. And on top of that, he loved riding the scooter. Okay, all done. We rode back to our Airbnb.
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun? Did you have fun, Evan? Evan totally wanted to stay on it. Okay, so we're gonna be in LA for 3 more days.
Only 3, and then when it's the Saturday, then it's gonna be 2 more days, and then when it's this one, then we're gonna move to San Francisco. Yay!
That's right. So, and we've enrolled you and Evan in school.
Yeah.
So there's a few choices of schools. You can go to the same school as Evan. Like he'll be in an autism class and you'll be in a kindergarten class for neurotypical kids. Okay?
So I'm gonna be in the same class like Evan.
No, you won't be in the same class.
School?
Yeah.
I will be in the same school.
Do you want to go to the same school as Evan?
I think that I want Evan to go in the same school like me.
You want to be in the same school as Evan, right?
No, I want Evan to be in the same school like me.
So you and Evan will be in the same school.
Yeah.
Okay. We can have that happen. However, the school that's available that can accept both of you is not that great of a school.
You need to find something that's better.
Right. So that means you and Evan can go to a really awesome school that
Me too?
offers like services for autism, and then you can go to also a really awesome school for neurotypical kindergarten people. However, it's going to be two different schools, but he can go to the best school. Actually, these are two schools. The school that's available for Evan is a really good school, and there's many schools that are available for her that's also just as highly recommended. And so, but you're not going to be going to the same school. Am I making sense? Do you understand? Gilbert, do you understand?
Of course I understand. I thought you were trying to explain it to our young daughter.
I was.
I want Evan to go to my school when he's when he can talk.
I want him to go to your school too when he can talk. So, anyway, I think we should send Evan to the best school that's available for him.
Me too.
And then we should send her to like one of the many highly recommended schools close to us. What do you think?
I want that.
And we just have to bite the bullet and pick
better
Evan up. And this kind of pissed me off. So when we lived in Seattle and when we lived in LA before, he had transportation as part of his IEP. So he always got, did you just burp?
Yeah, excuse me.
Okay. So he had transportation as part of his IEP. So the bus came, picked him up door to door in LA, in Seattle. Then we moved to El Segundo, and they don't offer transportation. And we were also in the middle of a pandemic. And so there was no transportation because people were being schooled remotely. And then they did an IEP, which it was a BS IEP because they never really knew him. And they didn't put transportation as part of his IEP. So now we're moving to San Francisco and there is no transportation that's part of his IEP.
Can we pull up an old IEP that shows transportation?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Maybe we can go back to them and have them add it to it. As an addendum.
No, I mean he doesn't go to El Segundo anymore. They can't modify that IEP. But we can go to the school in San Francisco and tell them and request it. So anyway, that pissed me off. So anyway, the school that's available, one of the two schools that are available for Evan, they have a program that specializes in autism for moderate to severe autism. There's only two schools. One school ain't that great, doesn't have great ratings. The other school, amazing ratings, even for neurotypical kids. And they don't have any space for her. That's how good the school is. But they do have space for Evan. And however, it's like 9 miles away from our house. So it's going to be like a 30-minute drive. And he has no transportation, which pisses me off. Anyway, so that's the latest on the whole school thing. It's so critical to be very, very immaculate and particular when it comes to IEPs. Like when we moved from LA to Seattle, a teacher in the Seattle school, he wanted to reword everything, and he hated me because I was asking him to rewrite everything. I didn't want anything to get lost in translation. And then Kirkland, they rewrote everything again, but they kept everything in there. It's El Segundo that, because they didn't really know Evan, they rewrote everything again. The only thing that I made sure that we kept in the IEP was the hours that he had for speech, the hours that he had for OT, and the one-on-one aid. But the transportation thing, because we weren't even actually going to school, I wasn't even thinking about that until they told us at the end of last year that his school was going to be these hours. And am I going to enroll him in that school? And then that's when I was like, oh shoot, like kids are going back to school now. And I wonder, like, what do you have in terms of transportation? And they're like, we don't offer transportation. And that's when I said, well, Evan always had transportation. So, you know, and then they said, is it in his IEP? And it wasn't in his IEP, but I don't know where it dropped off. It didn't drop off in Kirkland because he had, or in Seattle because he had transportation. So transportation somehow dropped off in El Segundo.
Did they like say, oh, you don't have transportation?
Yeah. He said, oh, no.
The
Yeah.
IEP
Oh,
says
yeah.
that no transportation.
Yeah. When I talked to the lady, I said, is there transportation? She said, oh, let me see on your IEP. And then she read it and she goes, oh, no, it says no transportation. And I'm like, oh, you're effing kidding me. I go, he's always had transportation. And she goes, well, that's something that you could take up with, you know, the IEP team when he actually goes to school. But for now, you're going to have to drive him. So I'm like, oh, that pisses me off. So anyway, IEP. So the good thing about moving from a different school district, the good thing about moving from one school district to another is that, I don't know, I find that the people dealing with IEP, like the team, the teachers and all that stuff, they're more lenient with what to write in an IEP when they know you're leaving. So anyway, so there were things that were added to Evan's IEP when he was leaving different school districts because they all of a sudden wanted to work with us to make sure Evan got all these services. When you go to a new school and you assess an IEP, they're very protective of the services they have, and they want to make sure that they can accommodate you and not be sued and all that stuff. And so if they can't accommodate certain services, i.e. having a one-on-one aid or having transportation, they will try to kind of, because they want to be able to provide what they have. They don't want to have to look for more budget to get services that he needs if they don't already provide it. And so oftentimes you'll have to fight for things that they don't already provide because it's going to be more difficult for them to go look for the resources to give it to him. And so we've been having to fight for things, which sucks because IEP meetings should be cool. Shouldn't they? They should be fun because you all want to help a child. But oftentimes it's like a big battle because the school is defensive and the parent just wants the best for the kid.